Yeah, since 5:15. I've been at the building committee.
Oh,
Meanwhile, in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting of Pacc is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Bloomberg Access YouTube after the meeting. This meeting is being held in person at the location provided in the notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with a particular interest in any specific item on the agenda should make plans for in-person rather than virtual attendance accordingly. Zoom meeting information is in the notice. The agenda lists all the topics which may be discussed at the meeting and are those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of these discussions. Not all items listed may have been discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the manual.
you can share it.
Okay, I just looked it up.
Oh, yeah. No,
So
I don't need it. I really don't. Okay.
So as we have a member present via Zoom, we will do a roll call. So Steve, are you actually here?
Yes.
Pete, are you virtually here?
Steve, you have to speak up. You're very mute.
Which Steve?
The one in the middle. What did he say?
Roll call.
Are you
Okay.
here?
Say it this way. Roll call. That's the way you say it.
Okay.
I'm here. Yes, I am virtually here.
Excellent. Faith, are you here?
Here,
And I am also, and we are a quorum. Are there any public comments? Are there any committee comments? I have one.
oh,
Joe, did you send that space reorganization thing to Michael Ray?
I did right after I sent it to you.
Because they have not put the change in.
I sent it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you sent it.
Yeah.
You said you would, and usually you do.
I'll go back and resend it.
Well, they need a note because they're going in front of the select board tomorrow. To
Okay.
present all this stuff.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, any further committee comments? That was one we could have done with that. Communications, anybody have any communications? Before this august body. The minutes from
January, we should do January 6th first.
I'm,
wrong meeting notice.
I looked at them on my phone, but I will do a brief.
Take the wrong meeting.
They're almost the same.
Meanwhile, communications, we didn't have any review and approve meeting minutes from the 1st of January.
January 6th.
My mother's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Who would have been about 110 by now.
We celebrated someone's 101st birthday on Sunday.
Wow.
So,
I make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted of January 6th.
Second.
Any further discussion, comment, corrections, redundant apostrophes?
it gives me a hard time.
Yeah.
You don't expect any less, though. You know? No, that's the way the committee works.
So we all have to say yes.
Well, we have to do a roll call.
Oh, yeah, because we.
Yeah. Steve,
Yes.
Pete,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes,
and me, yes. And we review and approve the meeting minutes from the 20th of February. Oh, the other side of the.
Yeah, I use, I recycle everything.
Good for you. That was just the budget. The 20th.
Yes, yeah, she has it, so she can. tell you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I make a motion to accept the minutes of January 20th as submitted.
Second,
Any further discussion?
You said that well.
Hearing none. All those in favor by roll call, Steve,
Yes,
Pete,
yes,
Craig,
Yes,
me. Oh, yes, sorry. Manager's monthly report.
yep.
Okay, this is Joe Tolt speaking. We have a new affiliate on MMX, Madison, New Hampshire. They're picking up story time. So that was nice. We have hired a new videographer
Successfully. right through
successfully.
All the bits and pieces.
Yes, her name is Lily Marble. And she is a Brandeis University student.
Cool.
Graduating this May. She's going to start on Wednesday night, working with John for the school committee.
Okay.
Live broadcast. So I'm excited about that. We continue to cover the LHS basketball home games. We have quite a few. We are putting the home games on the educational channel.
Mhm.
So when I do my program analysis, it's not showing as many sports as it used to, because
Okay.
that's channel 9.
Right.
So
but you do, I've noticed you've been posting on Facebook.
I post a link on Facebook to the YouTube video for local programs.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. We had a visit from a former cameraman from WHDH who wanted to know what we did and how we did things around here. So Eric and I met with him, and then he went to town hall to watch John do a live broadcast. He was thinking about volunteering, but I haven't heard back from him.
Is he a Lunenburg person?
He is a Lunenburg
Okay.
person. Yeah,
was,
but I'll reach out to him
was
again.
that a select board meeting that he was viewing, or?
That was Tuesday.
I'm not sure. It may have been. It may have been. I've been working on the annual town report, which I have a draft of that was sent out. A little nervous about sending it out to a former English teacher, but it had to be done.
I promise I'll be completely kind because I'm a retired English teacher.
Okay.
I don't remember getting that. I looked.
It's
and-
in your packet,
Oh, okay, good.
so you can take a
I'll
look
take a
there.
Look now.
Yeah. I worked on the budget with Steve Walker. And we presented it to the town manager for review,
Interim.
the interim town manager for review. About a week or two ago. I worked on studio space, preparing a presentation, and also working on redesigning the space that the Municipal Building Design Committee proposed for us. I sent them our updated layout, which they apparently did not get, so I will resend that. And lastly,
Actually, I can't tell if they got it and didn't do anything, or they didn't get it.
okay,
Could be either.
I'll talk to Mr. Jeffries.
Okay.
Yeah. And lastly, we're developing a new show called New England Knits. It's with a knitter. We're in the just basic first stage of planning it. We've got some graphics we like, we've got some music we like, we've got an outline, which needs to be worked on. And we're hoping it sometime in March to launch this, probably late March. But I have a videographer who's gonna work on it, do like field work. When she goes on field trips or things of that nature for one of her segments. So that's exciting. Yeah. As far as the report I gave you, we're now at 1.23 million.
What?
Sorry,
That doesn't sound right.
One,
We've gone up to
0,
100,000.
23, 147, 64. $1,023,147.64.
That's less disturbing.
then 1.2, sorry.
That's all right.
Should be
1.2
one.
would be awesome.
Keep me awake.
So there's nothing remarkable in the finances, but you can see, you can double check my work with the town financial report that's attached. No, there hasn't been interest in a couple of months.
Right, I just want
Yeah,
to- it'll come eventually.
Not due till February.
Right.
Is that right? No, we're in February, right, that's right.
Yeah, but we're at the beginning of February. Okay,
the program analysis, we're moving along rather slowly. We only added 3 shows of our own this month, and I picked up 2 from MMX. One I mentioned last month, but I didn't have on the report. I had to add it this month with the 2 Grannies on the Road program. And the other one is how community media is funded, which was an informational video. And again, because, and we've done a lot more, but since we're putting the basketball on channel 22, this is channel 9. And so it's not being put on channel 9. So there would be a number of other programs on here if we did. The calendar for January and February are attached. And also attached is the annual town report. A lot of it is repeated from last year, so, but the numbers were updated and some paragraphs were added. So if you could kindly,
this would be called the fiscal
FY 24.
FY24 town. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Did you want any comments on that at this point?
I'll take anything anybody has.
Joe,
Yes,
among the new programming, it doesn't include the COA, which is just got picked up last fall.
that's FY 25.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And on just a personal note, because I'm interested, when you were talking to the select board, you said Talking Baseball had been picked up by 85 affiliates. And in
No,
this sheet, it says
over.
40.
It's 40,
Okay, I just,
over 40. There's probably 41, 42.
okay.
We said that story time was picked up by over 80.
Yes, but you also said, we listened to it twice. You said,
Oh.
Talking Baseball at 85. I don't care. It's just, I'm on personal interest, that's all.
Okay, I misspoke then.
Yeah.
So, Joe, we have Paul Serapis listed because he was in the FY24.
Yes,
That's what I was asking. Okay, thank you very much.
One thing I noticed, the investments that we made is not included, that's the year we made.
I would need that information from you.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
even just a statement saying that
Yes,
we invested it through whatever,
yes,
but I thought that would be in there. It's gonna make a difference this year. Some of your pie charts didn't come out pie shaped. No, I don't know if that's my version of,
Oh,
Let me see.
not version.
Let the thing in there.
Remember that one?
That one. What the same?
That's this one.
Okay.
See, now they're missing, and then the other one would be. That's one. No, that's this one.
Yeah, the first one's got some, okay, I've got zeros in there. You don't have percentages.
So you have that. In that.
Oh, yeah, but this is the one I marked up because I read it.
Right, oh, well, yeah,
So, anyway, so apparently don't worry about it. The, okay, the FY 24 revenue and expenses, the interest should go in there. And that's in the budget presentation that I made to Carter.
the FY, let me get to it.
It's, can we have a page number this, so it would help, but anyway,
that one,
and under financials. Small table under financials.
goes there. You're on the right. page.
Revenue versus expenses.
Yes.
So put in there the interest,
Well, you've
enterprise
got-
fund
you
interest.
have enterprise fund
invest.
interest, but that's not the Bartholomew.
So we need to put an investment interest in
The
here.
exact amount. Is yours looking good for that one? Yeah. Different fonts, that's part of the problem. Okay. And the very last paragraph. Why don't you join us as a producer or volunteer? Can we put a link there, or is there one and I can think it just ends up considering volunteering. Without a period, the
Excuse me? I can't hear you.
no, we don't consider volunteering. Okay. So I'm
You're
finishing the sentence off, so I didn't print it. Okay.
Well, I'm just showing you.
No, the link is there.
The which? I don't know, it's
So-
not in blue.
Other than investments, most of those were a difference in my PDF version potentially. Anyone have anything for Joe on the annual report?
Well, since my professional integrity was challenged, there are two tiny proofreading mistakes on the page that says summary.
Yep,
In the third paragraph down, in the fourth line, skills should be skills.
and jobs,
And in the last paragraph, the fourth line, videographers should be RS apostrophe. That's it.
Where, I'm sorry, could you point out where that is again, please?
Okay, in the last paragraph on the summary page, the fourth line, 1, 2, 3, videographers, tools,
Oh, I see.
see, that should be RS apostrophe.
the line that you had for, skills, I had also added an S to jobs.
Should be.
Plural. And I'm wondering stylistically, in the summary, first paragraph, third line down, if informational and event programs to the community ought to not be capitalized.
All right, I missed that.
No, it shouldn't be.
Doesn't need to be.
Okay. Huh? It does look nice.
It looks nice, but it's not right.
I think this is really a completely inclusive report, though. Someone who's not familiar with Pacc can read through this and have a pretty damn good idea what we do.
Yeah.
That's a good job.
Yeah,
Kudos.
Thank you.
Anything else for Joe on the report?
Well,
You have more, Joe? Oh, sorry.
well, I just had one more, but it, commas are often something that not, that you don't always need to put in, but I always put them in if it helps me to read something correctly.
That's the Oxford comma, right?
Huh?
It's the Oxford comma.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah. So on the first line of uh, of the third, oh, I guess it's the last line of the third paragraph. With the help of,
Top of the next page.
yeah, top of the next page. With the help of the production technician, I would put a comma there because the first time I read it,
Oh, true.
I was going the, with the help of the production technician products. And then I go, wait, that doesn't make sense. So I had to read the sentence again.
Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
When's this due, Joe?
The 17th. Oh, one more thing. I'm gonna be out from the 18th to the 22nd.
That's just to avoid the finance committee meeting.
No, it just happened to
Okay.
fall that way.
Is that February?
Yes.
So it's not related to St. Patrick's Day.
No, no, really. No. I haven't celebrated St. Patrick's Day in years.
Well, it's time.
I know, I guess so.
Anything further on the report?
No.
If you do look at it some more, then please get any comments
Yeah.
to Joe.
Yeah, I won't be, I'll make these edits and I'll wait for more edits. Just don't send them to everybody, just send them to me.
Okay,
And I'm
But
hoping,
you can send them to everybody, but people mustn't reply all.
okay,
So it's actually good to do that because then other people don't pick the same thing. up.
yeah,
It's already picked up.
true, okay.
Good.
Okay,
That's what I pay the big bucks. for.
great, I'll make these changes and then I'll wait for any more changes coming.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping to have it sent in by the 14th of February.
a love letter.
A love letter to the
Put a
town.
heart in your, yeah.
It's one of those fonts with a little heart over the I and the J.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else for us, Joe?
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Says policy is good.
No, it says FY 26 budget.
You're right, it does. Well, we presented to the interim town manager the budget that was approved at the meeting on the 20th of January. He had a couple of comments. He's trying to do things, he was trying to do things a different way. And we're not sure quite where this is coming together because do we have a new town manager?
I believe she's coming on Wednesday. That's what I heard. I don't, it's not
Wednesday of this
official.
week.
Yeah,
So she won't be at the select board tomorrow.
that I don't know.
Okay. So at the moment, the presentation that I put together, which is based on our historical ones,
Mhm.
is the one to use. One concern in that presentation is Carter brought up the legal line, which has no money on it. And he asked when the contract is up, which, as I'm sure you all remember, is February the 28th at midnight in 2028.
Mm,
And you usually start 2 years early doing new contract, which means it would fall in FY 26, which means we may have to put some money in there. My inclination at this point is, because we don't know how that's going to come about, we need to start exploring it. Is we don't put it in here because we can put it in at the special town meeting. That'll simplify a lot of things if we don't raise the issue at this point. The other thing he said, and I don't know how this is going to go down, the warrant that I put in, for which it has been acknowledged 2 days after I sent it. So They do have our warrant, which is a generic warrant we've used for the past few years. Carter said it would actually have real numbers in, which we tried to do when we first started this game. So I do not know, I can't tell with the changeover between the interim town manager and the permanent town manager, quite how these bits are coming together. I'm advised by Joe that she is not going to be at the finance committee meeting. Do you remember where, when, and time or anything?
February 20th, Town Hall.
No?
I'm not sure the time, but the meeting starts at 7.
Oh, it's an evening one, okay.
Yeah.
February the 20th. Bilotta. I assume it'll get posted anyway. So I guess I'll show up there, and at this point, I will present the budget. He didn't have objections to any of our numbers or any of our strategy, because we've had to change strategy, which we brought through the committee. That capital now has to come out of the enterprise fund directly because of the reduction in contest income. Anything else on budget? Hearing none, not a minutable moment.
Maybe.
Hi.
I'm just seeing one month.
Okay, it's actually an open meeting, you're entitled to just walk in.
Stay and ask a question.
Pardon, that's right. Oh,
The
good
work
on
you guys
that.
do is incredibly important, and I really appreciate it, so,
Thank you.
and I'm glad to work with Joe.
Same
Always
here.
good to talk to her whenever I get the chance.
Same here.
Both are awesome. Both of you are awesome.
So the policy review, didn't we finish that or not?
I didn't know, no one told me to take it off, so.
We talked about it, the program submission policy.
Yes.
We talked about it, and originally the interim town manager asked me to send it to him so he could run it by the lawyer. I did that. We talked about it at another meeting. I said I would follow up. I followed up. And then last week I got a brief email from the interim town manager that the attorney has not looked at it yet.
Okay,
So that's
So-
still hanging.
two things, table it right now, and secondly, leave it on the agenda. Moving right along, the studio space update, I should have a drawing somewhere in this pile of stuff where we are presently expecting to end up.
I have information too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
While you're looking, at the presentation with the select board, Mr. Alonso said, we should see if we could find spaces.
Oh, yes.
So I have the phone number and email of Mike Chaplain and the phone number, the two phone numbers for Lunenburg Bay Space.
Didn't Michael tell you there's
Those are the
space?
two places
in-
that just as could be possibilities. Well, I'll present that to whomever would like to,
Do they know this?
that's something we'd like to pursue, call and see if it's a possibility. As a committee member, if you want to do anything. I don't know if Bill wanted to make just, you and Joe know more about the specific
They presented it?
of the area.
Yeah,
Also, we need to,
But I thought maybe just even a preliminary contact to say if it's a possibility.
well, right
well,
now,
let's talk about what is being proposed for
Yeah,
us. and
let's do
then-
that.
Yeah.
But while you're looking
Help us
for the
make
paper,
this-
I figured I was just.
Oh, no, I'm all in favor of it. Especially as I'm looking for paper and compound. I'm typically very well organized, but apparently not today. Let me describe it. The Ritter building is planned to have an extension on the School Street side, which will be the new town hall. Adding on a two-story building with a basement. They are well into the discussions, and we were not involved with any of them till the last minute. The select board, when we talked to them about space or programming or something, at least we talked to them about something. They were firm in that we do need space and should have a studio. So the municipal building committee took that and ran with it, gave it to the architects, and they have placed us in the basement. I'm trusting this is not a basement with gremlins and spiders.
Yeah, that's a,
And urinals.
Insulation falling off the ceiling. That's what mine is. But this one is supposed to be at least properly finished for our area. They're giving us about 1,900 square feet. So it's been, it's varied in all our discussions from 2,700, 2,300, 1,425 was our most recent one before this. And right now they're giving us around about 1,900 square feet. There's a studio which is 847 square feet approximately, which is a good size for the studio. It means we can create it properly, and yet still for things like furniture and sets and things, we can put up proper railings, pipework, to hold lighting, drapes, microphones if we want. 2 offices, one for Joe, one for Eric, and actually they're good size offices. They're 170 square feet, which is a good size for a single office. There's an equipment room, which is where we keep all our videographers' kits and all the backup equipment that we need, the microphones, tripods, you name it. And space will be in there for battery charging and maintenance of equipment. So some kind of bench in there. They put that in the wrong place, so the access to it was via the studio. And my guess is they just thought it was studio equipment. It's Pacc equipment. So we have to get that fixed. I only found out about that about half an hour ago.
well, what's the problem? I'm not sure I understand.
Well, if a videographer wants to come and pick up a videographer kit, he shouldn't walk through the studio, because we might be doing story time or
Okay,
baseball.
I get you.
So we have to protect that. The control room was also offset, so there's a control room looking over the studio.
Excellent.
That with a proper wall and a multi-pane glass, so the people talking in the control room don't become part of story time by mistake. Yeah, there's an editing and training suite.
Yes.
270 square feet, if I remember.
I don't have my notes, but yeah, that sounds about right.
So there's an equipment room, edit and training, control, studio, 2 offices, and there's an area that we're requesting to be made ours. We can use as an open reception area, and this is right at the bottom of the stairs that come down from the first floor in the center of the new town hall building. This is being presented tomorrow night to the select board. Joe sent an email. Did you copy me on that email? Because I didn't see it.
I don't think I did.
Okay. They have not made the modifications that we requested, which were minor. However, we basically said, thank you for the space. This is sufficient. And it should not make any significant difference in the cost estimate that's being presented tomorrow night. So now I do not know the schedule. Sorry, I had to do that. I do not know the schedule for this building to be occupiable.
Right,
And I also don't know the schedule for TC Passios to fall down.
right. That seemed to have been quite the concern at that select board meeting.
It apparently was.
Well,
So,
oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry. Sorry to interrupt. They are planning to demolish the part of, now, again, I don't know what the timetable is, but they're gonna demolish
Watershed.
the part of, TCP where we are.
Of course.
And they have a couple of rooms available for us up toward the front of the building. Where
Joe, will they give us warning?
yes, they will.
I mean, like, I don't want to be in the middle of a show and a bulldozer coming in.
Right, right. No, I'm in touch with Chris Ruth, so we'll be figuring that out. But they said they would, because of the asbestos and all that, they said that they would put new flooring in for us. And that the rooms are stable and dry. So that might be an okay interim place for us
Oh,
to
that's-
be,
Wonderful news
yeah.
compared to what we heard the other day.
Exactly, it's extremely annoying news.
Oh, well, yeah,
We have to
but
move
we
again.
knew that the next 5 years was gonna be an annoying
Yeah.
Yes,
period. As they figure out what they're doing with the whole town and
Right.
yes, so we have this need that the building, TC Passios, may be unoccupable,
Viable, right.
you know, at any moment.
Yeah.
So what are the emergency plans? So that's why I try, you know, since he made a response to the public, I said, well, I'll get some phone numbers so that we have something. If that's something we wanted to pursue. If we don't pursue it, that's fine.
But would you at least keep that in your file?
Right there.
Excellent. Because tomorrow night they're going to give the cost estimate, the first one. And their target is 15 million. They're working on the basis of 600 square feet, $600 per square foot for new construction. I don't know if that's a realistic number for the basement as opposed to all the, you know,
If
upstairs.
they strike oil, do we get a percentage?
More likely to strike lead. In which case
They will strike lead, yeah.
in which case, there goes our enterprise fund.
Yes.
So they
Oh, my
start
God.
putting dynamite in to remove the lead.
Who else will be down in the basement? Will we be the only occupants or?
We'll be the only occupants, we'll be sharing it with the electrical room
Okay,
and the elevator room. But actually, from that perspective, it's really good. It's
yeah,
below ground wouldn't have been my first choice because the windows are very inefficient because you can't see through them.
yeah,
But the sound,
I was gonna
In
say,
there.
way more soundproofing is built in.
it's inherent,
what
exactly.
about moisture as it
That's-
affects the equipment?
That's already been raised with them and there will be proper HVAC
Okay,
and they claim they will meet
yeah,
our
The little units about this big.
Radio Shack
Yeah.
fan heater.
You have to empty it out every 2 hours.
We
Yeah.
we did raise that with them and they said, no, the HVAC for our area would meet our requirements, I believe was the way it was answered.
Actually, in the basement, the temperature tends to stay more stable.
It does, but humidity can be a
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on the building committee actually said, make sure you put in the best water management, humidity management. Grade, I don't know what the water table is there.
yeah,
I don't know what it is there.
Well, we're high there, everything sort of.
But
goes
what
away
happens if
from-
there's ledge underneath?
Yeah.
Then the water goes sideways, if
Yeah.
it stays on top of the ledge, that's the problem.
But nobody knows, you know.
No, because they haven't dug there in years.
That's not part of the present assessment. The difference they have made is the basement excavation is a few, I don't know how many feet, not many, deeper because They only needed like 7 feet to put the electrical equipment rooms down there. And if I remember correctly, we were going to be 12, or was it 11?
I don't remember the,
Okay. It's round about where we are at the moment, which is
Right.
not preferred. What is preferred is they give us the space and let us move into it. So
Right.
that's winning.
Is
at the
the
moment.
11 or 12-foot ceilings including the conduit and ductwork in the ceiling? Or is it 11 and 12 feet, not including the ductwork?
Don't have that
That would be a question
precision,
to ask,
right, but they
because,
gave us from the floor to the ceiling. And I assume at that time that it's the ceiling, not the bottom of the ear floor from the next one. up.
Hmm.
Assumptions, but they're not at that level of work.
okay, I'm gonna say that's an important thing, because
Oh,
of all
absolutely.
the,
Yeah.
the first floor, if they decide that they're gonna, you know, normally in the basement, you have all the vents and the
Right,
ductwork. So you just, that area of the studio would have to have none of that.
right.
And it would have to be routed around everywhere else. I'm just saying that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way they laid it out, there are 2 egresses, which I thought were female eagles, but apparently they are.
The chicken.
There are 2 stairs going out. Minor bad news, it depends on your state of health. There are no bathrooms down there. There's also no water, so that kind of utility is not down there. Has to be water in the machine room. They're putting in electric heating, but there is an 80 space parking lot 300 feet away, which they're going to cover with solar panels, both to protect the cars in the parking lot, but primarily to make the electric heating, which is economical to put in, ludicrously expensive to run. But if you have 800 parking spaces of solar panels, that alleviates some of the cost. Not my world, they're all working on this. So we just need to get that fixed, or at least give Michael Ray a heads up.
yeah, I will get in
Tomorrow.
touch with them tonight.
Okay, can you
Is there a
copy me
place
on
for
that?
our,
Yes,
is there a place for our van?
No, but there's not a place for parking next to it at all.
Hmm.
The town hall is it's in a corner. And they're putting in, if I remember correctly, 8 parking spaces, some of which are handicapped, some of which are 15-minute parking for people who just need to come in
Pay a
and give
bill.
the town $250,000 for their real estate taxes and get back in their Rolls Royce and drive away. So we shall see, but no, there isn't a place for our van. And that would have to be kept somewhere off-site if we were to do that. Good question, though. It's all handicapped accessible. It's got to be brought, everything has to be to code. And a lot of codes are very restrictive. So we have 2 stairwells out of the basement. And there's also the elevator comes down.
Good.
And the way into the studio from the elevator, with our slight modifications, became almost a straight line, trying to get round the corner. But, so as long as it'll fit in the elevator, we do not have, for instance, a bulkhead access. And I'm pretty sure we don't want one.
No,
So until somebody starts doing a car show where we have to bring cars into the studio each week, we'll be in good shape. Starting with Buttercup.
yeah.
Any other questions, confusions, or whatever? I'm planning to go to the select board meeting tomorrow,
good.
which I expect overtime.
Good to you.
Yeah,
Yeah. What?
Do you need me to be there, or are you good?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, you're welcome to come, or
Well, I have another event that I canceled.
No, I really don't want to be part of the meeting because it's off the cuff. Which actually sometimes I have fun with. But my preference is I am there, so that if they come up with something, they don't just say, well, we'll have to go back to Pacc with it.
Oh,
But I am not scheduled.
Just to be a resource.
It just keeps 3 times a night.
Wow.
I'm not scheduled to speak.
I see Peter shaking his head.
What do you think it will be?
Say what?
What do you think the rent will be?
The what?
The rent.
Oh, the rent? Interesting question, but
they shouldn't charge anything.
my.
Of course they shouldn't.
We try not to talk about that at all.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but in this month's financials, they did finally take the $6,000 for rent in December
For this year.
for this year.
Mm.
Okay.
They took it.
Can't answer your question, but I agree with your interest.
Well, a new location requires a new negotiation for that matter.
Right. What's the number you had in mind? Does it have any zeros in it, or does it just have zeros?
They give us $1,000 for the privilege of being us. That's the starting point.
That's a good.
Well, you could say that it's $50 for each meeting that we,
That's right. There are places that do that.
we could have yes. Or you can give us the space for free.
Yeah.
I made the point in this space presentation that we're a town department. The select board, one of the people on it, Renee, I think, said she was glad that we put that right up front in the presentation.
Good, yep.
Because this is the message. What I do not want to happen tomorrow night, I'll be interested, if they say the cost estimate for doing this building is $14.98 million plus another $2.5 million just for Pacc.
Mm.
If they do that, if they continue to separate us out,
Right.
even though we're a town department, I'm getting more and more uncomfortable with that.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else? Questions? Master Plan Steering Committee update. Do we need?
Please remove that, Steve.
No one,
They-
will move it.
They did call a meeting last week. It didn't have a quorum, so it is now not met almost a year.
I thought you had 12 people on it.
Excuse me?
I thought you had 12 people on it. On the committee.
Yes, but they can't get a quorum because no one shows up.
Thursday, this week,
Oh, boy.
this week.
Okay, we're
Thank you,
removing that
Peter.
one.
Just eliminate that.
I will, put a note.
I do not have an enterprise fund investment status. I gave you that last month.
I know, but you asked me just to keep it on so that.
Oh, yes,
Something
no,
like that.
I wasn't the.
Yeah.
So if something changes there, actually, my understanding from Carter, the meeting we had with him, I think, was that the treasurer is getting a little more freedom for investments that are risk-free, like treasuries, bonds, but presumably pay some more. And that's kind of unusual. I didn't know what it was. He didn't expand on it. But if there is somewhere else that generates more money and maintains the risk profile, then we should pay attention. I also prefer they just don't decide to do it. Maybe let us know eventually. We should be part of it. After all, it is my money. I'm sorry, our money.
Move to adjourn.
Second, oh, we don't need a second.
Yes, you do. You don't need me.
Yes, you do.
Oh, second.
No discussion. All those in favor by roll call. Steve?
Yes.
Pete?
Yes.
Faith?
Yes.
And me also, yes. Would you care to kill the recording, Joe? Thank you.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Bye, I hope you feel better.